Balls are back.
Yeah, they had us the first half, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, could be Wayne!
I think I got my swagger back. Oh!
I love it, baby!
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins! Out of by Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now.
I made up my mind. I don't expect to ever look back. I'm going to stay at the University of Tennessee.
Reddit, dit to do, and welcome into More Important Issues. It is Wednesday, January 13th. What's going on? No one knows.
No. I thought you were having technical difficulties when you said that.
No, kind of.
You're just uncertain, just like
Yes.
the entire football program.
Correct. That's exactly right.
What does it mean? You can't even try to make sense of it because
No.
it just doesn't.
But I mean, also, here's the thing. It's all been so uncertain. Like, there's not even ever been definitive proof that Pruitt was ever going to be fired or this investigation was going to lead to anything. But no one said anything about it, so it's just chaos has reigned.
Is the investigation even real?
The investigation's real. Yes.
It's got to be asked.
Fair. I mean, I would not put it past Tennessee to be paying $800 an hour to somebody for nothing. So that's a fair point.
Yeah.
It's a fair point.
Could happen.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's my fault. I root for chaos. Chaos has been the primary placeholder in Tennessee athletics for the last long time. And then it's been 40-something days since the event. No, more than that, because it actually started November 19th, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's actually been longer than that December date. Chaos has reigned. It has been mayhem on Rocky Top. The Rock. I mean, how long until The Rock gets removed? Because there's just profanity painted on it all the time.
Yeah. I don't know. How long will it take to Crane to remove that?
Oh God, years, and they'll end up not even being a crane involved. They'll just dynamite it. So it'll be an easy removal process. Which you got to tweet about it today. I haven't gotten that tweet. I've lost some followers. I don't know if it's because of my terrible opinions or because Jack is just kicking everybody off.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it is. Could be both. Both are logical. But you said somebody got onto you for being negative. And it's like today I was trying to think, where to go with this. And it's like, I don't like being negative. I hate it.
Yeah, it sucks.
But I also don't like lying to myself.
Yeah, you got to be truthful.
So I don't feel like anything we've said on this podcast, I can't say anything we've tweeted. Especially me. I tweet all the time. I don't know what exactly gets tweeted. Mm-hmm. And I miss some of your tweets because we talk about it on here. I miss that. So I can't say everything's been real and nothing over the top negative. But
we're not the most negative.
Say that. Fair. That's a good point. There's just not a lot of sunshine to be pumping right now, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm not only seasonally depressed. I am seasonally Tennessee depressed. This is.
Yeah, you gotta
basketball game got canceled.
Something. The thing is, we want to be positive. You think we want to cover a 3-17?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
But this is the reality we live in. This is where we're at.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We're gonna talk, and I mean, I guess you added, but again, I don't think it provided a ton of clarity. But I guess you did. Again, I don't like the approach that Philip Fulmer's taken of let's just do things that sound like Pruitt's coming back. The Steele hire in my book, if the investigation wasn't going on, if there weren't rumors of him being fired, the Steele hire would be pretty good and look like everything's normal. Mm-hmm. But with everything around it, it does not all signs point to that.
Yeah, it's just weird timing.
I just don't get it. But Steele's kind of been connected since Gus Malzahn.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not even that shocking, honestly. The only shocking part is that ESPN reported 2 days ago that there was a hiring freeze.
Yeah.
So
Guess not.
I guess not. But we'll talk about Kevin Steele and what he will be doing on Rocky Top. I think it's who knows. He's not a analyst. He's getting paid more than an analyst.
He's not a coordinator.
And he's not. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, he's not a coordinator either.
I have a good idea of what he's going to be.
Right.
I think most people do.
All signs point to that, but we'll see. We will continue talking about the uncertainty that's at Tennessee. No one can be happy with uncertainty either. Like, no one's happy with uncertainty in their life. Like, no one. I mean, most people like to know what time they're going to bed, what time they're eating, what time they're going to, when, if they're going to shower that day.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, most people like to know those things.
They like to know if they're going to play a basketball game or not.
Do you like to get a call from your child's school unexpectedly? No one likes that phone call. I don't even have children, and I can imagine how much that phone call would suck.
Yeah. Or a boss, hey, do you care to come walk with me for a second?
Or a boss, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
I can't say no. So.
Fair point. No one likes uncertainty, but we'll talk about what all this could mean for Tennessee. We'll talk about some team news, talk about some transfers. That's pretty much all the team news that's going on now. Guys staying, guys transferring, guys landing places. That was been announced today, or yesterday, excuse me. And then we'll also talk some COVID as Tennessee series, half of it got put on hold with some Vanderbilt COVID issues. Talk about the national championship game took place Monday night. Did you finish the game? Did you watch it all before you went to bed?
It got to the final score before I went to bed.
Okay.
But it was not at zeros, no.
Okay. So I went, yes, same for me. Well, maybe not. 6 minutes left? Did anybody score after 6 minutes left?
It was something around that.
It was about 6 minutes left. I went to bed. I was done. I was tired. I was exhausted. So I went to bed.
The 69 plus points scored, so I was like, I'm good.
Yep. Don't need to watch it anymore.
Seen enough.
And I'm not in the department of, how I feel about college football playoff and like what should change. But I'm not like in the department of like college football's dead. Like all these people are like, I don't want to watch it anymore. It's the same.
Thank God it's over.
Yeah, I'm like, I still enjoy watching college football. Like I set aside my Monday night to watch the game.
Yeah.
I had to convince my girlfriend that we will not be watching The Bachelor. She's like, can we not even like flip? Nope. We don't need to do that.
Yeah.
You can watch it tomorrow. It's not live.
I watched it today.
I can read all the spoilers to you right now. Like no big deal. You can't do that with college football. So I had, and that was quite the fight I had to put up. So
college football definitely comes before The Bachelor.
Yeah. So, but I'm not that department, but I definitely think it should be played on a Saturday. No other league does that, where they completely change their entire schedule they've been doing the whole year to play their game. So,
yeah, I think the only one that maybe Super Bowl Sunday sucks because it's so late on Sunday night. Mm. So I wish it could be on. I wish everything could just be on Saturday because it's just easier to watch.
It would make a lot more sense. Yeah. But at least like college football, you play all your games on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
At least you played like 90. The people who are playing in it played like 90% of their games on Saturday. So play it on Saturday.
Don't understand.
Stupid. But I mean, even Sunday would be better. At least you have like the whole day to, like you go to you work and then you're watching the game and then you're in bed if you're like me before the game's even over. So
yeah.
We'll talk about some NFL playoff games coming up this week. It is hilarious that the Steelers got absolutely twaxed because the game wasn't over when we went live Sunday night. So
no,
but absolutely hilarious. I just absolutely hate it for Juju Smith-Schuster. I hate it for Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
Went live on TikTok because that's a thing, and talk trash about the Browns. Dude, you just got beat.
That's. Like, we're getting old.
I don't think anything defines the generation immediately after us than trash talk right after you got beat.
On TikTok.
Just like anywhere. But that's like them. Like they will someone that kids who are in college right now. Mm-hmm. When they were in high school, they would get beat at whatever it was. And then immediately talk trash. You just got beat. Everything you're talking trash about just got proven on the court, on the field, whatever. Well, what's going on? I don't get it.
Also, after a loss, the first thing you do is go to TikTok Live.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb. That's where he's gonna make
and then like you said, talk trash about a team that just beat the brakes off of you.
Right. It's hilarious. I love it. Like, I love that that's happening. I do what I will say about, like, Chase and Juju Smith-Schuster, like, all those guys. I love that there are still, because everyone this week was like, I hate that there's so much respect now. Like, I want guys to hate them. Well, the Browns and the Steelers hate each other.
Yeah.
So I love that, like, that's evident that that's still alive.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's fun to see. We got fan
rivalry.
Yeah, absolutely. We got fan questions. Drop them in the chat. We've got some that are already sent in to us. Perfect. Tell us where you're listening from. Do all that jazz. I stole Landon's line. I apologize. I'll let him pick up the rest, and then we'll get this show started.
Yeah, go check out our sponsors, Tennessee Tap House, Hound Dogs, and Blue Water Climate Control. Caleb came in this morning, and he was freezing, so it's cold. Real cold.
I should have worn a bigger jacket.
Yeah. So
I went minimalist.
If you need some heat, or if you need air conditioning, I guess.
Maybe.
Depending on, I guess I'm kind of warm at heart, so, like, I don't get cold very often. Unless, like, I'm outside, but not in my house. I don't get, like, freezing where I have to have a blanket.
Oh, it's like 68 degrees year-round in my house.
Yeah.
Now, it is a warm 68 in the winter, but it's 68.
Yeah.
And I still sleep with a fan on, so.
Yeah, I do too. It's probably terrible for my sinuses, but I do it anyway.
It's a good point. I didn't think about that. I mean, I don't have those issues, but I know you do. So.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so go check out Blue Water Climate Control. They will take care of all your HVAC needs. Steal to the hill.
Steal to the hill. I mean,
is it a steal?
I mean, you're paying him a good salary. It's not a steal. I think it's a good hire.
And he's double dipping.
Yeah,
Auburn,
yeah, for real. He got that nice setup with Auburn. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think it's like this fantastic hire. That's I don't think it could save Pruitt in a year that he really needs it. But I think it's a good hire. I mean, Kevin Steele's got a lot of history at Power 5 programs, a lot of SEC programs, defensive coordinators. He's coached several positions. It's a good hire. Like, you gotta.
Yeah, I think he's one of your better assistants.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's.
Because like you said, he's been to a bunch of places in the SEC, a bunch of winning places in the SEC. He's a proven recruiter, and say what you want about Auburn, but it's never been their defense that's been the issue.
Well, this year they were not
this
great,
year they were bad, but were they on the way out anyway?
Yeah. Now, if he's come in to be the guy, if Jeremy Pruitt was to be fired, I definitely don't like that. I'll say that.
No, I hate that.
But I mean,
because the guy that you thought Jeremy Pruitt was better than,
right?
And then you're gonna hire. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. It
would be pretty dumb. But I mean, as far as a defensive, if he was defensive coordinator, I would be okay with that as well. But as far as bringing in a guy that I think we all or both can agree here, probably going to be your inside linebackers guy. Yeah. I think that's a pretty good pickup. You mentioned recruiting, good recruiter as well. And I think, could this be, I saw it mentioned, I'm sorry, I can't credit you because I'm not sure who said it, but defensive line coach, and his name is escaping me now, from Auburn, that Rodney Gardner, that was already been kind of, mentioned for that Tennessee job. Could this be something to help bring him to Tennessee with that defensive line position? Coach position still open? I think that's certainly possible. I hope so. That's a great recruiter, a guy who's coached at a high level as well for several years. That would add a lot, I think, to the staff. Hopefully Jeremy Pruitt interviews him, but
yeah. And I don't think his contract with Auburn ends until June.
Okay.
So
he's still technically with that staff.
Yeah, that could be a while before you may be here. If he is coming to Tennessee, it'd probably be closer to June.
Yeah, who knows? We'll see, because, I'm sure nothing's clear at Auburn, really, either, so.
Mm-hmm. I just think with this hire, like you said, it's a good hire for a defensive assistant. But it doesn't make sense where we're at with the whole uncertainty.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even know if Pruitt's going to be the guy, so you give a guy a 2-year contract. And if he's not retained if Pruitt's fired and he's not retained, Tennessee has to pay what Auburn owes him. So we're back to where we're just giving people money.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess for now we're taking what he's getting from. We're kind of taking advantage of their buyout.
It's still a pretty fair salary for a guy who's going to be coaching inside linebackers. Like, he's double dipping.
Yeah.
A-okay.
Yeah.
He's not getting paid $30,000 to try to find the camera on Saturdays or on Monday night. Yeah, he's getting the good of the double dip. I mean, at least he's coaching.
Right.
At least he's coaching. But I think this is again. I don't think there would be any groans about this hire if what's gone on the last month and a half hasn't happened.
No, absolutely not.
So I think everyone will be.
But I like what you said. If he's the guy that you're like, oh, if he's fired, we can make him the interim coach.
No, I'm out.
Because then you just said that your program is a lot worse than Auburn. Because Auburn just told him no.
Right.
And you told him no 3 years ago.
Yeah, it would be very, very, very dumb. Hopefully that's not the case. You did mention at least 3 years ago, at least Philip Fulmer has, not explored that option before. Hopefully he doesn't again. Hopefully Pruitt turns it around because it looks like he's going to be here. And I think that's another thing that the Kevin Steele hire today kind of just threw. Like, no one was expecting it before Monday. Because, everyone thought there was a hold on hiring. Everyone thought investigations were pending and we were going to see the outcome. And it's like, and then all of a sudden, did Austin Price or ESPN report it first?
Chris Lowe.
Okay, Chris Lowe report. Like, ESPN's the one who reported a couple days ago that on Thursday of last week that there was a freeze on hiring. I got to be careful about the sequence you use that in. Hiring freeze or freeze hiring.
Yeah.
Freeze and hiring. So, it just doesn't.
All about the verbiage.
Exactly. It just doesn't make sense. All it tells me, and I kind of mentioned this to you Monday night, that nobody knows.
Yeah, and I think with this hire, it kind of makes you lean toward that Jeremy Pruitt's going to be the coach in 2021 for now.
Right.
Like, if I was trying to make sense of it,
like unless
that's
something
what it makes me believe.
Unless something crazy, because I told you this when the investigation first started, the University of Tennessee probably already knows what's happened and what the outcome is probably going to be. So that makes me lean Pruitt's staying. It's not a big deal. If something big happened, they've got a fall guy.
Yeah. But that's if it were to make sense to me, which if we've learned anything in these past
that's a good point.
12 years.
What about these past 50 days?
Yeah, that nothing makes sense. So whatever doesn't make sense in your mind, that's what actually makes sense. So if you're a Tennessee fan,
need one of those. I need the Allen meme right now to process what you just said.
You got it?
Nope. That's the beauty of it. So.
My advice to Tennessee fans: sit back and just wait for it to be finalized because
enjoy it.
Yeah, if it's somebody reporting it,
this is the best roller coaster ride east of the Mississippi, and I've been to Dollywood.
Yeah,
so
because you can't. We've seen this in the past. You can't really confirm what anybody in the media really says,
and that's
until it's finalized by the university. Just wait till it happens.
And isn't that's what's nuts? Because there've been so many guys in the media, in the local media, that have good sources that do a great job. And it seems like they are every day what they've heard is changing.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
And Jeff Brom is not our coach. Just want to throw that out.
I'm not willing to put that out of question. What if Jeff Brom's been running this whole operation from Purdue the entire time?
Okay, conspiracy theory. I like it.
Yes, exactly. Well, like a NORAD base over there. I think it's possible. I'm not willing to throw anything out.
You just Zoom coaching?
That's not legal. Also, okay, speaking of Zoom coaching, I know we're going to get in the NFL playoffs. If you're Kevin Stefanski, you can't ever coach a game again, right? You got to stay at home.
Yeah, I guess.
I just don't know how you do it. You got to consider maybe you're the reason. Not that the Steelers are great, but they beat the crap out of them.
Yeah, and a lot of that was on the Steelers too.
That's fair.
But the Browns had to make the plays. I'm not going to take anything away from the Browns, but the first play, as soon as they said it, I was like, "Yep, pick Pittsburgh." We've seen this before.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go ahead and get in the NFL playoffs. I just thought that was a good example of a guy who just needs to maybe call it quits for himself.
Yeah.
I thought he would.
So this is what the investigation is for. It's Zoom coaching with Jeff Brom.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
We just dotted the I's. That's what we're doing here. Crossing T's, dotting I's.
Exactly. I get. What does any of this mean? I don't. Again, your guess is as good as mine. If I've got to give a good guess, I think that hire shows you that Jeremy Pruitt will be back in 2021.
Yeah. But I also want to throw this out there because a lot of people, I saw on Twitter, and it wasn't everybody, but I did see it a couple times on my timeline, say, this is a great hire to rebuild our staff. Guys, if we are talking about rebuilding, and this is what I got called negative for, but if we're talking about rebuilding, we got to move on, right? You can't rebuild. Like, how? It's after year 3. Year 3 is come and gone. We can't be talking about rebuilding something.
Rome wasn't built in a day, okay, Landon?
Yeah, I guess it took 3 years to finally start building something. I don't know. I'm just like, it's frustrating. It really is.
No, I mean, because wasn't Jim Chaney supposed to be like a part of your rebuild staff?
Yeah.
Like that. It's so dumb.
Yeah, how many chances did Jeremy Pruitt get before it's like, okay, this guy can't make good hires?
Right.
Or he's making fine hires, but he's not giving them enough room to work.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, I think you can't be talking about a rebuild. Like, it's not a rebuild. It's just never been built.
Yeah.
It's never been built at this point.
Starting over.
The most wins he's had was 8, and that was a great run. But I think, going back, it's kind of what we believed the whole time. Like, it was good. There's good coaching along the way, but those players willed it. Mm-hmm. Like that win streak, it's always going to have a lot to do with the players, but I think it's shown even more how much it has to do with the players that were on that team. You had some dogs on that team that didn't want to lose anymore, and they didn't. It was that simple.
Yep.
So like they could have had the worst coach in the world, and they would have won games.
I like what you said, having some dogs on that team, because that's what I think Tennessee really misses, just having some dogs.
Yeah, body language, man. Because there are some dogs.
Yeah,
there are some dogs on that team, but body language. Have you gotten to listen to Dane Bradshaw's podcast? Big Volin, I think is what it's called. I'll look it up so I can give you a good shout out, Dane, because I've been wanting you to come on the show for a while. I know you're listening. You always listen. But he had Burt Bertelkamp on like a week ago, maybe. It was after the Alabama loss. And Burt Bertelkamp was like, the biggest thing about this team is their body language. I can't remember what player, and I don't even know if he mentioned the player's name, that came off the sideline, and they handed him a towel, and he threw the towel on the bench and just kind of slashed his head. And Rick Barnes got in his face, and he said he didn't go back in the game for 10 more minutes. Yeah. Because body language, like poor body language, is not accepted in the culture that Rick Barnes has built. Body language is so important, and the body language that, and you've seen people at games that talk about it that are like, I'm behind the bench, and the body language, like they don't even specifically say body language. Like the things that are going on behind the bench makes me think they don't want to win. Your body language doesn't tell the whole story, but it tells the people that are watching the whole story they need to hear to form an opinion of you. Mm-hmm. And it tells your teammates and your coaches, and it tells the other team the whole story they need to hear to compete or to judge you or to play or where to play your window. And the body language of the football team, after Kentucky during the Kentucky game specifically, was poor. Yeah. Any way you slice it.
I mean, I want guys that like would rather die than sit out a game. Like Jalen Waddle last night, like watching him.
Yeah, as dumb as it was.
Yeah, it was like, dude, that dude wanted to play.
At least
he's like, I'm going to play in this. I don't care if my freaking leg has to be amputated after. I'm going to play this football game. And he's got a solid NFL career ahead.
Yeah, I like what Mark Nagy said. And he's like, this is when the adults need to be the adult. Like, good on the kid for wanting to play, but the adults have to be the adults now and be like, you can't go.
Right.
So,
and he had 3 receptions for 33 yards, and the kid broke his ankle less than 3 months ago.
Yeah.
In Neyland Stadium, because we're just, I don't know what it is about.
Even when the grass is looking good and playing good.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know.
It's his body's underneath.
But I want guys like that just show passion and have that just like hunger about them. Guys like Al Wilson, Eric Berry, more recently Juwan Jennings.
Yep.
Was part of that, like you talked about last year, that just was done losing. They just weren't going to lose anymore. Guys like Trey Smith, I mean, he risked his life to play football.
Yep.
And I just think with, you talk about the basketball program and the football program, the biggest difference is the culture.
Oh.
I mean, when somebody dunks on the basketball court, everybody on that bench is standing up, hooting and hollering. Yeah, there might be at times where some people are frustrated, but it's ended very quickly.
Yeah. Culture is your foundation.
Yep. And there's a certain standard with that basketball team. You look at a couple years ago, that team didn't have a single top 100 player on that team.
Mm-hmm.
But they came in, they bought in, they knew what was expected from them, and they won basketball games because of it.
Yep.
I mean, Rick Barnes isn't going to recruit somebody just because they're a 5-star. He's going to recruit them. If he goes to an AAU basketball game and a kid scores 100 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, that kid ain't getting a Tennessee offer.
He might get an offer, but Rick Barnes is going to straight up tell him, like, this is what we do here.
Yeah, it's going to be correct.
You probably won't like it. If you may, and you can come here, but you won't. It's going to be up to you. We're not going to change our standards for you.
Right.
So,
yeah, I mean, there are certain standards set with that Grant. I mean, Grant was the 191st player in the country in his class.
yeah.
And came in and worked his butt off and set that standard for Tennessee basketball. And then he turned himself into a first round
pick. Yep.
I mean, you look at the camera in the fourth quarter, we're down. There's people laughing on the sidelines.
Yep.
You think that's funny? Where we're losing in the fourth quarter? You think that's funny? It's not funny to me. I'm not laughing.
I'm laughing, but for different reasons.
It ruins my whole week if we lose.
Yeah. Well, not in the last couple of years, thankfully, I guess. For
Yeah.
me. But that's like, I would rather, I like being I'm a passionate person. I have more fun when Tennessee wins and losses define my week.
Mm-hmm.
I have more fun.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather, I'm going to tell you right now, but I also don't do it every 2 years. My team doesn't win championships every 2 years, but I would have probably gotten COVID celebrating in downtown Knoxville last night. Or Monday night, whatever night it was.
Did you go to the embassy? I mean, they don't care anyway.
Correct. You don't even have to celebrate anything. You just have to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have done it. But yeah, Dane Bradshaw's podcast, to go back to that, is Big Volin. He had Ron Slay on. He's had Ron Slay, Burt Bertelkamp, Chris Lofton. Mm-hmm. I'm sure some others. Those are the podcasts I've listened to over the last couple days. So,
cool.
Yeah.
I'll have to go check that out. Yeah, I think it's just a culture issue, and it's a lack of leadership. You think people were laughing on the sidelines if they're losing if Al Wilson was on the team? Heck no. Heck no.
I'd like to see that. That'd be fun.
So, yeah, I think there's a culture, and like you said, I just want some dogs on this team.
Yep.
Guys that just
people
wanna
that
be
stomp on
here.
people's faces.
Why are we star chasing in recruiting sometimes? Not all the time. You know, there's guys that we've gotten that Alabama and stuff wanted, but I want guys that want to be. I want a Cam Sutton. I want a guy that's an underrated guy that we can develop and that buys in and will just give his all for Tennessee. I want some of those guys.
See, I feel like Tennessee, sometimes is like really pursuing hard those underrated guys, like maybe too much. Because, I think it takes a ton of talent to win. But, you also got to be able to develop that. And, I think after the first year, it seemed like a ton of guys developed under Jeremy Pruitt. Mm-hmm. And then second year, and especially third year, it seemed like a lot of guys plateaued and there was not a ton of development on the roster. Yeah. Outside of a few guys, there's been some, but if there's only a few doing it, if the good ones are the outliers, you got to assume that they're overcoming the coaching. If the bad ones were the outliers, then you would assume that nothing would help them. It's the coaching's fine. But this year did not seem that way. It seemed like guys were either stagnant or got worse.
I'm just kind of looking at the guy, like Amarius Mims was always projected to go to Georgia. We even tried to pay him, and he still didn't come here.
Can we also talk about that NCAA? If you're going to investigate a school that didn't even get the guy for paying him, like it's the old it's the old thing that people tweet on signing day. Remember, when you didn't get a top recruit, it means the other team cheated and your team didn't.
Right.
You think that kid passed up money? They didn't offer him $100.
No.
Come on.
Yeah, it wasn't a free meal at Calhoun.
No. And if it was, you should have to pay that kid for eating Calhoun's.
Yeah.
Take him to somewhere better. There's so many better restaurants in Knoxville.
Yeah, so the Elijah Howard thing. It's like a guy that really wanted to come to Tennessee to play for his home state.
Yeah, you don't like that.
And then you tell him the night before signing day you don't have a spot here.
Right. No, that's not
good. We had 5 openings right now. You want to add transfers, but who do you?
You may not be adding them. Right. So
yeah,
that's a
transfer besides Hendon Hooker, who just apparently just was bought in. what guys are going to want to come here with the uncertainty?
No, that's a bad look to, especially because it's an in-state guy. It's a bad look for Jeremy Pruitt. It's one of those things that's like, seems like just the continued downfall. You have the assistants, you have the quarterback situation.
I do know a dog.
Things were not handled well by Jeremy Pruitt this season.
I do know a dog in the 2022 class that's over in Memphis.
You better go get it. He's gonna have a lot of. He's gonna have every offer. I mean, he's gonna get to pick.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you definitely want to go get him. Aaron Hayden's son, Dallin. Apparently, we wanted him to be a DB, and apparently he took that personal because he put
ran
up
like a madman this year.
hella numbers.
Yeah.
This past season, like over 2,000. It was insane.
Yeah. And I know he did something for charity. I can't remember the exact charity, but touchdowns for charity. So people, it's the, Michael Scott, how he accidentally put in $20 per mile. Like one guy was like, I put in $10 for touchdown. He was like, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he made him sweat it out, I'm sure.
Exactly.
But yeah, dogs don't raise cats.
No.
So go get some more dogs. I want some more dogs on this team, and I think it starts with, if you get a couple, I think it dwindles down to everybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean it's the
Culture,
yeah,
and leadership.
The leadership has got to be dogs, because if there's young dudes who want to compete and compete hard, but the leadership doesn't care to, it ain't gonna matter, and that the young guy's gonna eventually fizzle out too, unless he's special.
And I'm not saying there's none on this Tennessee team. I think there could be some.
But
But if you are, we need you to step up.
and if it's just the younger guys, I'm telling, like, it is those younger guys get influenced so much by the culture that it is all about culture. So there are some, there's some dogs on that team.
Yep.
Hopefully never mind. I'm not gonna say that. Don't need to. All right.
So we
Team
do have
news.
a question about
Okay.
Kevin Steele real quick. So I want to get to that before we
All right.
move on. So Sawyer Turnbow said, "Will Steele be the linebacker coach? If so, is Moose gone to the investigation? Is there a reason to believe we can't get Gardner for the D-line coach too? Do we have a shot to land some key Auburn transfers?" I would, if I had to predict, I think you would too, that he'd be taking Niedermeyer's spot. It doesn't look like Niedermeyer's going to get another deal.
Right.
Because I think his thing expires in like a couple of days.
There's several coaches that expire at the end of January.
Yeah, I think T. Martin's the other one.
So we'll see.
So yeah, we see him. Gardner, like we said, that wouldn't be taking place till probably May or June, and then transfers.
Well, then I'd count him out then, because I would think Jeremy Pruitt's got to try to get somebody in here faster than that. Mm-hmm. So if he's not going to leave Auburn before that contract, surely
I don't know what the contract looks like. I don't know if it's a certain time period that you can leave.
Surely he would leave though, even without that contract. So, or even with that contract, excuse me.
So some Auburn players in the portal. You got a 4-star cornerback, Christian Tutt. I don't know if Tennessee would really have any interest, but I think you need all the help you can in the secondary with the loss of Bryce Thompson. You have a defensive tackle, Daquan Newkirk, and then you have defensive end, Big Cat, Bryant.
Yeah.
Who he was recruited by Kevin Steele and Ronnie Garner. And his high school coach at Crisp County in Georgia was actually Shelton Felton.
Oh, okay.
So there's ties.
Yeah.
I think you definitely need help at that edge rushing position. I think he has 10 total sacks in his career. So I think that'd be a good get.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
We need all the help. We need all the help we can get.
Tennessee can use some depth, especially right now. Somebody was asking me about depth, and I was like, I think Tennessee's just been fighting an uphill battle. It's hard to get depth when you have zero. And they've got them at some key positions. But linebacker just seems like they cannot develop any depth there. Defensive line, quality depth, it's just been super hard. So
and then the transfer portal this year is it's not going to help that at all.
No,
because anybody who's not really playing or they're not happy for whatever reason is going to enter the transfer portal because that's the thing to do.
Right.
And I think that'll change a little bit in the next couple of years when people start realizing it's not like your whole recruitment started over.
Right, and it's not as free as it sounds. I can't believe it counts towards the recruiting numbers. You can't, it's not possible for all these guys to transfer.
There's 200 quarterbacks in the transfer portal.
Yeah. So, It's not possible. It's not going to work out. The numbers don't work. I can do the Allen thing in my head all day. It won't work. It won't work. All right, team news.
Team news. You got Matthew Butler coming back. I think that's huge for Tennessee. A guy that really had a good end of the year last year. Was probably your most productive defensive lineman last season with 43 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, a forced fumble, and 2 sacks. Had a really good game against Vanderbilt. He had 7 tackles. Texas A&M, he had 4 tackles. Auburn, he had 6 tackles, tackles for loss, and a sack. So I had a really good year last year. Didn't wow you, but I mean, what defensive tackle really wows you with stats? But I think
defensive tackle stuff it's tough to pad the stat category.
Mm-hmm. But he's one of those like Vol Leadership or Vol Academy or whatever they're called. So I think he could be a really good leader for Tennessee and definitely a guy with a lot of experience. Like I said, one of probably the most productive defensive linemen you had last year.
Right.
So that's good to get him back. For sure.
Absolutely.
Then you had Sean Chamber enter the transfer portal. It's not a surprise, guys. I don't know why people thought the end of the world was happening when Sean Chamber announced. He hasn't been with the team since
it's
before Auburn.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So after Arkansas was
Surprised
his last game.
Took this long to announce it.
And he didn't even play the first 2 games of the season.
That's a good point, too.
He stepped away for academic reasons. When that happens, probably not.
You're rarely
coming back.
Right.
And then Ty Chandler announced that he is headed to UNC.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for him. It sucks to lose a guy like Ty Chandler, experienced, plenty talented. Also, can be a special teams guy. Haven't been used much since his freshman year. But UNC, a team that's trending in the right direction under old Mac.
Yeah, and they had 2 guys. I think one is a junior, the other's a senior. So they'll have 2 kind of open spots in that running back room. So that's a good replacement for them. Also, his recruiters were Robert Gillespie and Tommy Thigpen, so it was just kind of
it definitely made sense.
Easy transition.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Then Brian Gerardo, Tennessee's assistant strength coach, headed to his alma mater in.
So I guess that was official
Columbia.
Today.
Yeah,
it was been reported a week ago or so.
Headed to South Carolina. I don't know. It's not a big loss.
No, so Mike Bobo isn't the offense coordinator now. I thought Beamer was retaining him. Is that not the case? Because they announced that guy from Greenback today. So I might have looked it up.
Where did Mike Bobo go?
I don't remember. Oh, no. Oh, is he the offense coordinator at... Oh, I guess that's why Will Friend went to Auburn.
Yes.
I guess that's... Okay.
Yeah, he was there for like 2 days.
Yeah.
3 days, something like that. Yeah, and then went to Auburn. South Carolina also lost a 2022 5-star quarterback today.
Yes.
Not good.
I would say that's not out of the, not quite done. Surely a guy that's committed that long didn't just completely put them out of...
Right.
But that's not great either.
Yeah, it's not been a great start for Shane Beamer over in Columbia. For sure.
Nope. So I guess things could... I guess South Carolina got a new coach. At least they get to do that. That's fun.
Yeah.
But
I was talking to a guy at work today, and we were just talking about, we're kind of talking about the dog thing. How we just need and maybe kind of focus more recruiting on guys maybe that figure system and not just stars, which they might do that. I don't know. But it seems kind of weird that we're like, oh, yeah, this guy could come here because we're in this top 10, but really didn't have much of a shot. So how much time are you putting into a kid like that when you could put time elsewhere, I guess, is my thing.
I don't know. I don't know anything about recruiting, honestly. I'll never understand it either because it's trying to get into the mind of 17-year-olds. So
Sure, yeah. It's a never... Always changing.
Yep. 100%. 100%. Okay. Any more team news?
That's all I got for team news.
All right. Well, are we claiming a win? Are we doing the old UCF, or are we claiming this win against Vanderbilt since they? You don't like it? Okay.
Nah.
Oh, that's fine. Just asking.
I don't just claim stuff like UCF.
Whoa. If Cincinnati had beaten Georgia and Alabama had won, I'm 100% crowning Cincinnati as the national champion.
Oh yeah, I'll do that.
So that's why I bought the UCF shirt, because Alabama won that year.
It's true.
So that's why I did that.
I crowned COVID as a champion.
That's fine. I mean, all right, Dan Wolken.
He definitely did. He made a trophy and everything, probably.
Well, apparently he wrote a 2,000-page article, or a 2,000-word article.
See, I don't know his tweets.
Oh, are you blocked?
Yeah, I'm blocked.
I don't follow him. I just unfortunately see them from time to time.
Oh, gotcha. So you're not blocked? How are you not blocked?
I don't know. I've tweeted at him often, so I don't even tweet. I like quote tweet him. I quote tweeted him the other day, and I was like, "You're a moron," as proven by many of your peers who have quote tweeted this or tweeted back at you.
He is a moron.
He is. I mean, it has to be like the Clay Travis. Like Clay Travis, I'm not saying he's entirely fake, but like it's a bit at this point. It's a bit. Like I think Dan Wolken's a bit. It's got to be. No one's that stupid. No one that has a job. No, he is though. Truthfully, he wrote an article like 3 years ago that Saban's dynasty was done.
It is done, right?
Yeah, like he lost the national championship. He was like, dynasty done.
It's done now. Now it's done.
Is he retiring?
No. He is showing emotion, so what does that mean?
He's getting old.
You think that's the beginning of the end when the man starts crying? You're like, holy crap, he's not a robot? He does have feelings?
I don't know. I mean, what's his name used to smile. Golly, Patriots guy. Belichick used to smile all the time.
He smiled at that Halloween party with Randy
He did.
Moss.
He looked like a great time. He used to smile after winning championships. It was weird.
I don't like it.
I just love that Nick Saban probably went home last night, ate like probably 2 oatmeal cream pies instead of 1, and then was like, "So Butch, do we have the film ready?" And got ready for next year.
Still on the field. Like I'll never dude. You're an analyst. Go to Arkansas State.
So that's what I want to do for our Jumbotron. Things that you would do, but you wouldn't be proud of. Because, like, me and you both. We talked about, me and Adam talked about this. Like, me and you both. Everyone would stay around for... Well, here's my thing. I wouldn't. Because I know that if I meant anything to Alabama, they would get me a ring. I wouldn't have to be on the sideline for it. I think Butch Jones is so worried about being left out that he wanted to get his picture with a trophy. He wanted to make sure Nick Saban and the Alabama staff knew he was there, so he gets a ring. So our Jumbotron is going to be things you would do that you would not be proud of. Like, we would all be like, I'm taking that ring. Like, it's a national championship ring. I know I'm not going to get another one because I'm Butch Jones. I better get this one.
Right.
So...
Well, you don't think he's going to get a champion of life ring?
Maybe. He's probably already got one printed out.
You got Jostens.
But, I mean, there's, you know, it's like the old, you know, what would you do? I would do a lot of things I'm not proud of for $1 million.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So it's like, I wouldn't be, I would be the opposite of Butch Jones. I would be hiding from every camera. Whereas, like, he is doing his best to get on camera. Yeah. He's like, where's Nick Saban at? I know that camera's on him right now.
Yeah.
But, man, the fact that I know, I mean, he tweeted about it. It's like, it's Arkansas State way. No, it's the Alabama way, you effing moron. You effing moron. Like, he's an idiot. Like he's going to pridefully sit in people's living room and be like, you see that right there?
That's me.
I know how to win national championships. Like that, he's going to do that. He's already pretty much done it by sending that tweet.
The Arkansas.
He took that picture with his tight end guy, his tight ends coach, and was like, we did this for Arkansas State, blah, blah.
Yeah, wasn't that other guy like a GA?
Like, have a little bit of pride about you. Let's see exactly what he said. It's been an amazing run, and Coach Aquan, I don't know how you say his name, and I are so thankful to have been part of such a great organization, but let's go Arizona State football.
Arkansas State.
I was going to say,
he said Arizona State?
No,
You don't even know.
He just tagged A State football.
What place he's at?
It's just like... And then isn't that the Longhorn symbol? No. What is it?
So
it's just that instead of
yeah.
have a little bit of pride about
You
you.
don't tuck your fingers.
Have a little bit of pride about you. That's embarrassing, man. That's so embarrassing.
I watched his press conference the other day of the shot title thing. It's like that dude, he 100% believed. Like, he thought
Well, at least he believed it. He thought we'd fall for it.
Yeah, he thought in his mind, like, oh, they'll believe this.
Oh, he's an arrogant prick.
He was like, and that's the truth? I'm like...
He put his name on a scoreboard in Knoxville after he had already been fired. He is arrogant as shit.
The fact that you had to say that's the truth, everybody knew you were lying.
Yeah, that's a rule number one about lying to your parents.
I'm not lying, I swear.
Oh. My favorite thing that you were like, oh, he's definitely done, was the Tennessee Tech game when he chose to punt or kick a field goal. And he's walking down the field and he's like, F him.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, F us, right?
Yeah.
I loved also that about, did you see the interview with Stefanski? And he was like, I 100% understand how fans feel now. Like, not being able to have any say in the outcome of this. Like, I get it. I'm like, thank you.
Especially if you have money on it.
Yeah.
It really
Especially if you have money on it. So I guess we've already started talking about we somehow skipped Vanderbilt. Started talking about the national championship game a little bit, I guess. So Tennessee Vanderbilt, we talked about it a little bit on Sunday. I guess we kind of technically previewed Saturday now. So it got canceled due to some COVID complications with Vanderbilt. My question is how is that solved by Saturday? Seems like that game's going to get postponed.
I think it's contact tracing. I don't know when, but apparently it's not off the table, and they have another testing set up this week sometime.
Yeah, I think they have to get tested 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I guess Wednesday.
So it's not done yet.
Today they get tested?
I'm not sure the windows for it, but I think I remember Rick Barnes saying they get tested 3 times per week.
Okay.
So, now, like, I believe that's SEC protocol. I don't think Tennessee's is any different. Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Would you not like try to get COVID too, so you don't have to go against Tennessee's defense?
Yeah, I would prefer COVID than getting swatted out of the gym to 3 times by
or stage, whatever you want to call it.
Right, but they don't have to play on the stage anymore, so that's good. They do get to come to Thompson Bowling Arena. Yeah, so we'll see if it gets played. I mean, Vanderbilt, not a great basketball team. We mentioned that they did make Kentucky, take them down to the wire. They got whooped by Florida, though. I mean,
they're not good.
No, they're not good. Could they give you trouble? Probably not. Could Scottie Pippen Jr. give you trouble? Sure. But
I mean, that Grant Williams had to score 40 points to beat him that time.
Right.
They don't have Saban Lee.
No.
No one like that.
I think this is a game that Tennessee goes 10 deep in their bench. Like I do.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I would like to see Tennessee start trying to figure out how to dominate the boards.
Yeah.
At least making it harder on other teams to rebound. They've gotten out rebounded a couple times this year. I know I'm probably nitpicking, but I would rather nitpick than.
I'd like to see Fulkerson score
stuff.
41.
41?
That'd be funny.
If Fulkerson ever
Or
scores
39.
If Fulkerson ever scores 41, I will shave my chest.
Wax it.
Okay. I'm confident Fulkerson will never score 41 points. I like John Fulkerson. Big Fulkerson fan. I didn't get Pals this weekend. I was going to get it this morning, but I wasn't hungry, so I didn't get it for breakfast. I'll have to make up for that this weekend.
So what do you get for breakfast?
Cheddar rounds.
Is that it?
Yeah, sometimes a soda.
Do they have like breakfast sandwiches? That's what I'm
going to be 100% honest. I don't know because I've always gotten cheddar rounds.
Okay.
So I can look, but
I didn't know that either because it's not like on their pictures on their menu. I don't think.
Again, I've never even looked at the menu in the morning. Okay, so yeah, they have a country ham biscuit, butter biscuit, sausage biscuit, bacon biscuit,
that's probably
gravy,
good.
Biscuits and gravy. That
if anybody had Pals for breakfast, how was their breakfast?
Yeah, tell me. I might be getting a sausage biscuit next time up there. That should look good.
Boy, hungry.
God, I love Pals. Pals is amazing. But yes, their cheddar rounds are amazing.
We have a Raging Iguana.
Oh,
Ask
nice.
what the hell is going on?
With like right now with us or
No,
with Tennessee football?
I'm guessing.
Because right now
everything.
I just got really hungry looking at a picture of Pal's menu. That's what happened to me.
I
Like
want to know what that biscuit looks like.
now I'm thinking about calling in an order from Johnson City or Morristown, Jefferson City. Really, we could
City.
just 45 minutes from here. So, but what's going on with Tennessee? Your guess, we talked. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, no one knows. And if they think they know, they don't. So, because I don't even think Tennessee's administration knows.
No, not a chance.
I mean,
Do the lawyers know?
probably not. If they say they do, they don't. I don't know. It's just wild. It's wild to me that Jeremy Pruitt's job is in limbo, I guess, but he hasn't even been interviewed.
And he's hiring people.
And he's hiring people. Yeah. I don't get it.
Nope, never will. Not even gonna try. All right, national championship game Monday night. Shouldn't be Monday night. It's that simple.
Oh, also, Barnes mentioned that EJ Anasicki's going to return next season.
Yeah, that's big. I like that. I think I might have mentioned that when they announced it. That I thought that'd be good for him. So that's good that happened.
Yeah, I don't think it's a huge shock.
No,
because he's. Let's be honest, he's not going to be an NBA draft.
no.
So yeah, play all the basketball you can.
But you're more than likely going to lose Eves this year. I'd be shocked if he came back for 1 year. And I don't think Fulgerson's a guarantee to come back. I think it's likely, but I don't think
lifer, man. What do you mean?
it's very true. I would love for the NCAA to grant John Fulgerson, and only John Fulgerson, a lifetime. Like, is it going to give Tennessee like a competitive advantage to have John Fulgerson? But I think he should have to play until he's 52 or something like that.
Okay.
Like Tennessee has to have him in the starting lineup until he's 52.
I wonder what his bio would look like.
See, I don't know how you work out those details, but I would love because I mean, is a 52-year-old John Fulgerson gonna play basketball any different than he does now?
No, bro.
I don't think so. So I think just make him. The NCAA should award him a lifetime membership and allow him to play.
When he falls, he might actually be hurt though.
I don't know because he's always been like baby giraffe mode. I think he's always had.
But he always like gets back up, stumbling.
Yeah.
But when
That's
when
fair.
you're older,
Yeah, when
it's
you're older,
harder to
you're
get back
getting
up.
a little brittle. That's fair. I don't know, something about it. He just tells me he'll be baby giraffe the rest of his life. So
He just doesn't age.
correct. Yeah, he's actually Benjamin Button. He's getting younger.
He has a different haircut, but he doesn't age.
Yes, correct. So national championship game, like I said, should not have been on. I mean, it's just, I've been saying this for years. Apparently, it's an old man take. That's fine. It's just stupid.
I did like some scoring. Made it interesting.
Yeah. It looked. I was in the first half or the first
Quarter.
quarter and a half. I was impressed with OSU's ability to score, especially after wasn't their opening drive. I don't think, but yeah, it was their opening drive that they went 3 and out. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, oh, this could get ugly. And they responded. And their offense looked pretty good. I mean, I don't know exactly what injury Justin Fields had, but he looked banged up. And then, obviously, you have Trey Sermon go out with what looked like a dislocated shoulder on a strange play. Like, it didn't look like a super hard hit.
Yeah.
Just one of those plays. Like, it happens. But, I mean, his shoulder was like, he's like walking in the locker room. It's like hanging down here. I don't think, did they ever say what it was? Mm-mm. Fractured something? I don't know. Because they said he immediately went to the hospital. So
Yeah, I'm sure that took a lot out of him, and I'm sure just I think it was very similar to Tennessee. It was just like our defense can't keep anybody out of the end zone.
Right.
We're gonna have to score every single drive to be able to win this game.
Yeah, and then
It's
you
just
lost
not
your
gonna
best player. So
it's kind of opposite of Tennessee. It was just like our offense couldn't score, so our defense is just like, why?
Yep.
Why are we going to stop somebody? We're going to have to do it over and over and over again. It's never ending.
Correct. So they haven't said what Sermon's injury was. They just said not serious. Interesting. So we'll probably find out about that in the next month and a half when NFL teams are asking about it.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, Alabama is stupid. It's stupid how good they were this year. I mean, they had 3 legit Heisman candidates on their roster.
And they played like it too.
I mean, Devontae Smith, why did they not even try to cover him? I mean, I guess I respect it. It was like, gosh.
Well, the bad thing is and this is how good Devontae Smith is Ohio State has some dudes in that secondary. Sean Wade is probably going to be a first-round draft pick, and he ran right by him.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple times.
There are also a lot of times, like, you're putting them in one-on-one scenarios against guys this good. And I know you have to blitz to give Mac Jones pressure, but it's like, I mean, that's the thing. Is it like Ohio State there wasn't going to be anything they could do right. I mean, you go into zone and
pick your poison. Yeah,
you go into zone and take pressure off the quarterback. He's going to have plenty of time, or they'll start running the ball, and Najee Harris will dominate you even more. You blitz, and they're going to find Devontae Smith isolated, or Najee Harris out of the backfield. And then they've got Mechie, and even Waddle took a couple. I mean, Slay Bolden had his first touchdown, which I was shocked to find out that was his first touchdown.
Yeah.
I swore he scored like 3 against Tennessee. I was like, hold on.
Close if he did.
I was like, I swore. But I mean, it's just like, it's stupid. And then I think when Devontae Smith came out, I think Bill Inslee had a big catch, right after. I'm like, Ohio State can't catch a break.
And then Najee Harris had like 79 yards on the ground and 70 yards receiving. It was, yeah, like you said, there was nothing you could do. You couldn't cover all of them.
Right.
And then Mac Jones had all day.
What is hilarious is Steve Sarkisian. I think he coached a great season and a great game, but like it's just not gonna be the same at Texas.
Yeah, you don't have no Devontae Smith. You don't Mac Jones. You don't have that.
Like, are you gonna be able to be creative and do some of the same things you did? Sure, but like, it's not gonna be the same.
Right.
Also, the creativity. I hate that I said. I swear I said it before Chris Fowler said it. The creativity, but like the simplicity of what they did with him. Like all they did. They didn't run anything crazy with Devontae Smith to get him open. They did a lot of pre-snap stuff that created either mismatches or confusion. And then Devontae Smith ran flats.
Yeah.
Like that was pretty much it.
Yeah, that one where he came back in motion and then went back out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they knew that was going to happen. They threw him in motion before all the way across and saw that guy following. And then the next play they did that.
Yeah.
It was like you said. It was creative, but also simple. It wasn't like you were doing some crazy trick play. It was a flat route that turned into a touchdown.
Yeah, and I mean, they did very similar stuff with Najee Harris, moving him around and creating those mismatches and trying to identify if they could get, corner nickels on him or, if they had a linebacker covering him out in the flat. Like, it's just creative and so simple.
On this third touchdown, that man didn't have a chance.
No. Someone was like, why is he running like that? And someone tweeted back and was like, that is exactly how you run when your brain wants you to run faster, but you physically cannot. I was like, I've definitely looked dumb a couple times running like that. I mean,
this is an inside joke. People won't get this, but do you remember when we were at the White House and not the actual White House, Caleb's White House in the fort.
The actual White House.
And Chad was running in the front yard, and you're like, Chad, is that how you run?
That was like the first night we ever. You think we could get a hold of Chad right now? How much money did he lose last night on the championship game? Because I'm sure he made some dumb bets.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. No, don't get him on here.
I just want to ask him what his dumb bet was, because I know he made one.
Anytime Chad's like, "Oh, this is a log," I don't do it because it's a terrible bet.
I bet the opposite typically.
It's a terrible bet.
Typically, I bet the opposite. We'll see if he answers. I'll call him later. We'll get him on next time. But yeah, it's stupid. And then my favorite part is when they lined up, like, Ohio State's like, all right, we'll we got to punt, but we'll punt and try to get him in bad territory. You got to punt to Devontae Smith.
Yeah, good luck.
I think it's hilarious. It pisses me off as a Tennessee fan, but I also think it's hilarious. So
I do wish, I want to use guys like that.
Yeah.
Like Jalen Hyatt has that kind of speed. Does he have maybe the route running ability yet? Maybe, but probably not.
How many incredible routes did Devontae Smith have to run?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't.
Like, he probably had 2 good routes.
I mean, it was more of like he won his route before the play even happened.
Yeah.
Because it was like you're giving him so much cushion, he's either going to, it's double move your beat, and he can run a 5-yard hitch and then do a little and gone.
I would say he ran 3 good, and a lot of it's not even necessarily route running. It's what you do with the line of scrimmage to create separation or to get outside leverage or inside leverage, depending on what you want. But I would include that. Like, he really had probably 3 excellent routes that he ran of his 12 catches.
Yeah.
He had that one where he found the space between the corner and the safety over top. That I know you're like, yeah, you can they're knocking the DBs, like, where are you at? But it's like, at the same time, it's like, when you think you've got help over top, it's easy to get caught looking in the backfield, and then your help over top's not. I mean, and then it's Devontae Smith. It's a Heisman winner. It throws a wrinkle in it. But I mean, finding that space is excellent. That, as much as it is funny to laugh at that linebacker that got caught chasing him, but he also bent the route away from the safety down the seam. Like, that's a good route. And then he had one on the sideline where he created separation real early to get outside leverage, and I mean, Mac Jones had to throw a good ball, but it didn't have to be a great ball.
No, just put it on him.
He did have that.
Give him a chance. And
then Devontae Smith did have that incredible catch where it looked like he literally extended. Like, his arms looked like Miss Incredible. Is that her name? And then he gets both feet and bounce. Like, he's so good. It's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I knew he was good because I'd watched a couple of Alabama's games, but, like, what a show in that first half.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever seen a wide receiver performance in a half like that?
I've never seen one in a game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure.
It's incredible. And then you had Najee Harris. I mean, how many running back performances have you seen like that? Not a lot.
And he said it wasn't hard. He said it was hard.
Yeah. And we joked about that. As funny as it was, the reporter could have worded it better, and I'll actually get into that later. He makes it look effortless.
Yeah, he does.
He makes it look effortless.
Yeah, that touchdown he had on the pass play.
Yeah. He cuts back to the sideline, but he like almost comes to a complete stop. But I mean, he can accelerate so fast, and he's so big. Like, it's still, he's at almost a complete stop, and it's hard to defend it.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
And he almost went untouched.
I can't wait to watch those two guys specifically in the league. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
And those two guys that really showed out their freshman year.
Yeah.
In the was it the one against Alabama or Georgia? Sorry, Devontae Smith caught the touchdown, the winning touchdown.
Yeah, that would have been his freshman year. Yeah, against Georgia. Yep. All right, NFL playoffs. So, all right, we'll get into like each game, but Super Bowl prediction. Like, you don't have to give me a winner right now if you don't want, but who do you got playing in it?
I want to see this week before.
That's fine, but I want you to give me a guess.
I'll make one. Until somebody beats Kansas City, like I gotta go with them to be in it.
It's fair.
I thought Buffalo could really give them a game, and maybe they will. But if they play like they did with the Colts, I think Kansas City wins.
Yeah, you're probably right. But I'm going Bills to represent the AFC.
And I probably got the Saints.
Yeah,
I think the Packers have a chance, but I think the Saints. I mean, the Bucks have a chance too.
Perfect.
They didn't play great against Washington, but
I don't know if they have just enough to do it. I don't know.
The Saints,
the Bucks.
Yeah.
I
think the Saints have more. They have just as much offensive talent as Kansas City does.
Yeah,
except maybe a quarterback.
But he's also
Drew Brees is one of the best quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's also been there. It's different. But I have, coming from the NFC, I have the Packers. I've got the Bills and Packers in the Super Bowl.
Okay, I'd say Chiefs and Saints.
Okay, two different opinions. There you go. That's why you came here today.
Yeah.
Saturday you have the Rams and Packers on. That's at Lambeau.
Negative opinions. Kevin.
Yeah, I feel that. And then at 8:15 that night you've got the Ravens and the Bills. Sunday you've got the Browns and the Chiefs. And then the Buccaneers and the Saints. Okay, so game by game. Who do you got?
I did put $1 on the Browns to win the Super Bowl because it's plus 3,000.
Nice.
So if they win, I win $30.
Is that plus 3,000 right now?
Yeah.
Or was that really?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I mean, it's worth.
Shit, it's $1.
Yeah, I mean, you win $30.
I won 45 last night. Actually, I won 68.
And the way they played against the Steelers, it's not.
No, I mean. I mean,
they got a lot of offensive talent too.
I don't think they can beat the Saints or the Chiefs, but
I don't either.
Man, how much fun would that be? Taking the Browns to the Super Bowl.
Somebody check on our boy Ross Kivett because the dude will definitely be doing some Tequila Tuesday.
For sure. You can get the Rams at plus 2,000.
Yeah, I don't want that. Jared Goff is hurt.
I'm about to go 50 on the Browns.
Oh, God. What's that payout?
Let's see.
Like a...
1,500.
That's a lot.
No, it's definitely not worth it.
No.
Okay. So, Packers beating the Rams?
Yeah. I think the Rams have a good defense, but Devontae Adams is going to get open.
Yeah. And the Ravens aren't going to be able to keep up with the Bills, right? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. They're playing in Buffalo. It's going to be cold.
Maryland's not that far south. It's cold. It's cold in Baltimore, too.
Yeah.
And then the Browns and the Chiefs. I mean, Chiefs, they're 10-point favorites. I was about to say 10. I wouldn't take it. I'm not advocating for you to take that bet. But
Yeah, I don't touch anything that's double digits.
maybe we can get some good teasers in. You got the Bills at -2. We could tease both those down.
Over who did? Oh, the Ravens. I don't know. It'd be interesting.
And then
Because last week I wouldn't have won us. Like if it wasn't for teasers, I wouldn't have won a single bet.
Really? So you could tease Buffalo down to +4 and Kansas City to -4. I'd take that.
Because I wasn't going to touch the Saints because it was 10 points,
Yeah.
and then
I'll blame
everything
you.
else. I mean, I didn't pick Washington to do that. I picked the Seahawks to win.
Did you? Yeah, I did too. I picked the Seahawks to cover. -3.
Yeah, I think I did too. It's gross.
I'm an idiot. Bucks and Saints. I just don't. I think it's the Saints.
That's like the nursing home bowl, right?
Yeah, all the old guys. You got the Saints too?
Yeah, I got the Saints.
Smart guys make smart decisions. No big deal. No big deal. All right. Any more questions for this episode? Before we get into our segments?
I think that's all we got.
Okay.
Oh, so Kuna Matata said any potential plans to schedule with another team on Saturday? And he also asked, will COVID save Vandy twice this week?
It just may. I would say the SEC is probably working on some contingency plans. But
Yeah.
unlike this Tuesday, Vanderbilt was the original scheduled one, so there may not be any other teams available.
Right. Yeah, and the good thing about Tennessee being good in basketball is the SEC is going to want us to get in as many games as possible.
Yeah.
Just like when Florida and Texas A&M, they thought they could possibly be in the college football playoff. They wanted to make sure they were playing on Saturday.
Right. So they'll do their best. But I don't know who would be available. Whoever Missouri's opponent or South Carolina's opponent this week may. I'll see if I can check that real quick. But yeah, who knows? Let's see. Any other questions? That was it?
Yeah, that was it.
Awesome. All right, Jumbotron. Let's do one. So we didn't have this pre-planned. I just dropped it on Landon. Thing you would do that you're not proud of, but you do it.
You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I do a pedicure. I've always heard they're pretty awesome.
Okay.
I've got really, really bad calluses on my feet from like soccer and just like running. And like I've never done anything to try to correct them. Like never gotten a pedicure or like, other than the dead skin falling off my feet. Like I've never taken the dead skin off. So I think a pedicure would be awesome. Would I tell people about it? Would I take pictures of it? Would I do it in front of a camera on TV? No, I would not. I would not be proud of it. But I'd definitely get a pedicure.
Okay. I mean, I would probably do that. I mean, I watched The Bachelor, so I might as well do that.
Are you proud that you watched The Bachelor?
It's a good. it's something to give me a break from sports. Because I feel like that's literally all I do.
Is watch sports.
Yeah, watch sports, talk about sports. So it like, if I can have anything in common with anybody that doesn't watch sports, it'd probably be The Bachelor.
There you go.
So
I like that for 2 hours or however long it's on, an hour or 2 hours. I can sit on my phone without Emily being mad about it.
So I saw her Snapchat. Did she tell you that I
No, what happened?
messaged her? So she was like, "Yeah, I'm putting off watching The Bachelor for the national championship or something because of my boyfriend." And I just said same. Not
Love
the
it.
boyfriend part, but
Right. I love it. It's funny.
thing I would do, but I'm not proud of. Man, that's tough. That's a tough question.
This ain't even for a lot of money either. It's just something you do.
That's like a tough interview question. I have to do an interview on Thursday, so I'm...
You can't ask that.
Somebody asked me, they said the weirdest question that they were asked in an interview was, they told them to describe the color blue. I'm like, what kind of question is that? It's blue. It's a crayon.
You're getting I like that question. I think you're getting a feel for the kind of person. Like, does blue describe like a warm, happy feeling to them? Or does it describe very, because typically blue's like, isn't it
Cool.
like sad?
It's like a cool...
Yeah, maybe, cool. Like maybe you're getting a gauge for the kind of person
Like a comfortable color.
Yeah, but if they're like, it's sad and, just... it's depressing. Like, then you get a feel for the kind of person.
Depressed?
Yeah, you get the kind of person, you get their personality, what the person thinks about all the time. So I like that question. I like to hear the description of random colors. Describe orange to me. Misery. Sadness. All around.
That I'm not proud of. Dude, I just don't know. I'm stumped. I really...
There you go. I'm proud I stumped you. Okay.
I'm thinking of things like I would never do. Like I would never wear Vandy colors. And I'm proud of that. Something that
Can you find something not Vandy in that ugly gold? It's not even gold. Yellow? Mustard? I don't think it exists.
No, probably.
Like it's that. I don't think it's a color outside of a Vanderbilt color.
Describe that color.
Ugly. Piss.
That I'm not proud of.
We're gonna have to skip this. Landon was proud of everything he does.
If we won the national championship, I would streak.
Don't do that.
It's
not worth the jail. It's not worth the registered sex offender. It's not worth it. So don't do that.
We're going streaking in the quad. I would definitely do what I would.
Oh yeah.
Do that. And
I would
celebrating. They win one every 2 to 3 years. Imagine what Tennessee fans are going to do.
I'd storm the Capitol for a national championship win. Tennessee national championship win. And I would put it on Parlor.
Yeah, you should. The fact that Tennessee fans have stuck around and been as passionate as they have been for so long with what we've dealt with is incredible.
Yeah, 100%.
We should win a freaking award.
100%. Couldn't agree more.
I would take who's the hardest hitting player in the NFL? What do you think? Vontez Burfict?
I'm going to tell you right now, you're not going to do that.
I would do it.
You would die.
I would do it though.
You'd be hospitalized.
I would do it.
You should be proud of that one. You can be like, yeah, I survived that. Landon, you just you just woke up from a 15-year coma. I'm breathing, aren't I?
How good's Tennessee? Are we back yet? That'd be my first question.
You're going to be real sad. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ask
I would
that.
take a stiff arm from Derrick Henry.
Again, you were going to wake up like that man. Dude, speaking of that, Najee Harris, when he dribbled, we thought John Kelly dribbled people's head off. That man, put someone's head through the turf.
Yeah, he buried him.
It was embarrassing. It was hilarious.
He literally made somebody dig their own grave.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Stupidity's an epidemic.
You want to go first? I know you got one.
Yeah, I've got Tony D'Angelo. He's a player for the Rangers. He got a Parler account. Parlay, I don't know how it's pronounced. Account. I've heard both. One of his first posts, he talked about how stupid COVID was. That's not the stupidity. The stupidity is someone responded and said, should be more concerned with Antifa than a microscopic virus that couldn't even throw a good punch if it tried. Back to blue. He responded, I would like to see that virus put on skates and play in the NHL. Is that how we judge the legitimacy of things? Can they skate and play in the NHL? You think a Derrick Henry stiff arm's bad, but can he skate and play in the NHL?
Good Lord.
He posted this on a public forum. Good God.
Okay, back to what I would do. I'd make an OnlyFans account if I could make a ton of money.
Dude, if I had tits, I'm gonna tell you right now.
I would do it with my body if I knew I could make money.
Okay,
with
yeah,
my body,
yeah. You're right. Yes.
And I would not be mad. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't have to.
I wouldn't show my face.
Like, I have an idea of how much some of those girls probably make.
It's ungodly.
Because I know how nasty men are at times. So, like, if I could make that much, like, I wouldn't have to work.
Yeah, I would not work. I wouldn't work. I would just show my dad bod.
But yeah,
yeah, exactly. This would be part of the OnlyFans. We'd just be naked.
Yeah, we'd be getting our name out there a little bit more, probably.
You think Butch Jones takes a bunch of pictures with the trophy? Just wait till I get it.
I'll do a Jim McElwain read. Like,
I just need you to do that.
I'll remake that photo.
I need you to make some bet that has you doing that, because I need to see Landon naked on a shark. That'd be hilarious. Done a lot more for a lot less, okay?
Yeah, exactly. My stupidity is... that's a... Game 7. I don't know what this is, but it's like it's game7.com.
Yeah.
It's like an outlet of some sort. But they tweeted an article, with Doug Peterson out, the Eagles now have a clear path to trade for Deshaun Watson and hire Dabo Swinney. That's a real... Somebody spent time writing an article that said the Eagles should trade for Deshaun Watson. That's not the bad...
How do you think you're going to get Dabo?
Or Deshaun. Deshaun already plays for a shitty team. He doesn't want to go to the Eagles.
The Eagles would be better than the Texans, to be fair.
That's true.
Would be better.
It's insane. Do you have any more?
Yeah, did you see Peter Burns asking Tom Hart about his dog?
No.
So it's at halftime of the Florida Ole Miss game.
Right now between Alabama headed into Rupp Arena.
This is last night.
Vandy game being postponed and first half analysis. Now I kind of want to know a little bit more about Tom Hart's dog Larry, actually.
Well, we had to put him down a few weeks ago, Peter. Thanks for asking.
Teams right now.
Oh my god. That's not real.
It can't be. But like my favorite part is like that's why it can't be real. Like Tom, you don't say that. You just go, "He's doing great." Thanks. Like, yeah, I love that dog. Thanks for asking. You don't say that to people.
We had to put him down.
How is this the second basketball analyst we've heard get just their dog just made fun of? You remember? You know which one I'm talking about?
No.
It's like a high school game or like a lower tier college game. And the announcer's like, yeah, I don't even know what they're talking about. The announcer's like, yeah, we got I can't say it's a straight face. I'm about to find the video. He's like, yeah, our dog Lucy got ran over in the driveway. And right as it's happening, someone goes in the lane and just posterized someone. And he's like, oh yeah, I ran over like that?
Oh my lord.
I mean, it's insane. I'll have to see if I can find it because
Put
it
him down, Peter. Thanks for asking. Jesus.
like that has to be a bit. This one has to be a bit. I don't know, man. It's
yeah, run over like that. Good Lord. Why did he have to say it like that?
yeah, thanks, thanks, Peter. We had to.
He sounded like he got erect when he said it.
Let me see if I
Get fee-free overdraft.
little YouTube video. I used to have it saved on my phone. God, it's one of my favorite videos of all time. This one's. Oh, this is on Dan Patrick.
At the age of 12, she was run over in our driveway.
Oh, like that? Was she run over like...
What is he even talking about? He had 12 years old. She was run over in our driveway. And he's already started, oh yeah, run over like that.
Good Lord.
I mean, how is this stuff real? I love it. It's amazing.
How awkward is that conversation after?
That's what I'm saying.
After you'd like stop getting excited. Oh yeah? Oh yeah, like that.
Just imagine walking away and being like, I just said that about someone's dog.
Why was he so excited about a dog's death? Jesus. People would say, I love people.
I've got to listen to the
I
Peter
hate
Burns
people,
one
but I
more
love
time.
people.
Alabama headed into Rumpel Reader. We'll also talk about Tennessee Vandy game being postponed and first half analysis. Now, I kind of want to know a little bit more about Tom Hart's dog, Larry, actually.
Well, we had to put him down a few weeks ago, Peter. Thanks for asking.
Teams right now.
I love the
Like, he's like, yeah, I gotta tell him. I guess you had, like, you don't want him to keep asking about Larry on the broadcast, so you just gotta end it.
It's amazing. I mean, that's just amazing. I could do that for another hour. I could just watch that video over and over again.
So, I don't have the video in front of me, but it's Michael Blackston. I don't know if you know who this guy is.
I don't think so.
But he's on Wild 'N Out sometimes, and he's like, I think he's from an African country, so or like Jamaica or something like that. Man, that's not African country, but he like
It's not.
he's not from
He's from a foreign country.
exactly. But they like make fun of him because he's like really black. And he was like, yeah, I didn't know how black I was until I got to America. And he's like, oh yeah? He's like, what did they say to you? He's like, one guy said I look like under the bed.
Is that the TikTok he sent us earlier?
Yeah,
somebody
it
said it?
was. Yeah.
Somebody sent it to me.
Yeah. He said I look like under the bed. I'm like, I've never heard that in my life, but that is hilarious.
God.
It's awful, but
Do you have a picture of him? I don't, because I probably would recognize him from Wild 'N Out.
yeah.
Oh God. You got anything else? You got any other stupidities or any hilarious thing that's been mentioned on social media? Like someone's dog being. I don't recognize him.
He's only on a couple, like every once in a while.
Gotcha.
He's like a comedian. He's very funny.
I wish Wild 'N Out was still like a popular thing. I guess they're still making new episodes.
He's from Ghana.
Ghana. That is Africa.
Okay, that is
So,
African.
good
Okay,
job.
Good deal.
Now I've got to check that. We're like I said, we're big geography guys.
Yeah, more United States, but we're
It is
learning.
Africa. It is Africa. I just want to verify, but it is. Okay, guys. Sorry.
I do have
One more or something else.
Yeah, so SEC Network. Jalen Waddle looking good in warm-ups.
Yeah.
No. He looked like a wounded deer.
He was waddling.
Yeah.
He was running like a guy who hasn't run in 3 months.
I mean, he's definitely faster than most people when they run normal, but it looked like it hurt.
Yes, correct. Dude, what about the weight James Harden has put on? Good. He's going to break an ankle. That man thick.
Can you confirm?
That he's thick?
That wasn't your stupidity? I was hoping that was going to be your
I
stupidity.
didn't have that one.
Just not going to...
Not even worth it.
Okay, cool.
I think it made some people mad this week, but whatever. I don't care. You know.
We do have some questions.
If you know, you know. We got a question?
Yeah, so Christopher Nichols, he asked this the other night, and we had already gone off the show. So he says, does Barnes continue to rotate these guys with different lineups or choose one and stick with it? Football-wise, what will be our strengths and weaknesses of the team? Start with basketball. Yeah, I think he continues to find the best lineup. I think he's said in his press conference that he doesn't know which is his best lineup.
Yeah.
I think that's a good problem to have.
Right. I mean, you've already seen it be fooled with twice this week. 3 times, I guess, total.
Yeah.
3 different lineups in the last week. So, I think you should expect to see it be moved around a little more.
Yeah, probably February going into March, you'll probably see it probably finalized at that point. Now I think with the talent that you have, I don't think you can go wrong with with any 5.
Right. And just with it being 2 freshmen, and I know they're really, really talented and really, really good, I just don't know if I could say either of those 2 are the definite final lineup. Like, I think Victor Bailey Jr. has done a fine job, and he's even been shooting better lately. So I think he could find himself back in the lineup. Maybe you see a different mix of guys.
Do you have an answer of who's Tennessee's best player?
No. I'm not even going to choose. Team Keon.
Team Keon. What will be our strengths and weaknesses of the team next year? I think strength will probably be your young talent.
I think you're going to be strong at the guard position. I think it's this kind of similar thing as this year. I think you're going to be really strong at the guard position.
Football-wise.
Oh, football. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. I don't know. Because I just think there's a lot of unknowns. Like, I think you got a ton of talent at quarterback. But I'm not confident after this season that you can utilize it correctly.
Yep.
I think there's a ton of talent on offense, but again, it starts with the quarterback then.
I think you got speed.
Yeah, you definitely have speed.
But like you said, can you utilize it?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think the weakness is just depth. We got into that a little bit earlier in terms of, like, especially at key positions on defense. There's not a lot of depth.
Yeah, I think right now, like from last season to it was leadership.
Yeah, that's definitely a big weakness.
Yeah, and so that needs to be fixed come next season.
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. I agree.
That's all we got.
Any other? Okay.
Good.
That's it, guys. Thank y'all so much for listening. Always appreciate it.
Yeah, guys, go check out our sponsors. Don't forget. We'll be back. Hopefully next time we talk, Tennessee will have played Vanderbilt or somebody.
Somebody, yeah.
And we can wear the victory cap.
South Carolina was scheduled to play LSU this Saturday. Hadn't been canceled yet. Missouri, I think, was A&M. I've already put it away. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. Hopefully we play.
Yeah,
Fingers
somebody.
crossed. Guys, we're bringing the boat in, and we out.